Alright, welcome to the channel, Brainstormers. My name is Jonah, and this is Brainstorm. After some technical difficulties just now, I think I'm ready for this tutorial. This video is going to be a little bit different. I have had a lot of people ask me, how do I get my design on t-shirts? How do I get my design on hoodies? I do use different companies and different methods, but the most asked about ones are my Supacolor transfers. So I'll put up some, I guess, examples on the video, but you guys can actually, if you haven't already, make sure you pause the video, go on over to www.BSAPPRL.com. Make sure you subscribe your email over there to get the latest and update the latest updates on any new drops, releases, any new merch. Make sure you guys run it up too. Support your boy. Support your boy. Shop. Share the website. Something. Do something. If you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. I am definitely trying to get back into putting out some more videos, quality videos and stuff, and just handle the clothing brand as well. That's Brainstorm Apparel. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow the brand on Instagram. That's BSAPPRL. Same thing for the website. Go ahead and get yourself some new merch. We got right here the Holly Storm hoodie. Get that. They just dropped along with the joggers. So I'll try, hopefully in the near future, I can start getting some more footage and some more content out here on this YouTube channel. But for right now, today, this is going to be a little different. Give me some feedback. I really would appreciate that. Like, a lot of people think that when I send them over to my website, it's just to shop. Like, no, like, I really just want to know, what do you guys think about this? How does it look? Do you guys shop? If you do shop, I really appreciate that. But aside from that, going over to the brand's Instagram, that's at BSAPPRL. And if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Help me get my followers, my subscribers up. That'll be dope. But yes, with this video, I'm going to show you guys how to actually place your first order with Supacolor. Yeah, let's get into it. So with this design that I'm actually getting ready to show you guys, it's going to be my NFPA shirt. Just a real basic design. And actually, let's see here. The very first step into ordering with Supacolor is getting your design. You have to get your design, whether it's you yourself doing it on Photoshop, drawing it down, and then maybe having somebody else do it on Photoshop. You have to get the design, obviously. Like, what are you just, you're not going to put anything on a t-shirt or whatever the case is. You have to get the design part done. So with me, or with this particular design, we just have a real basic, kind of like a hazard sign. It's got the brainstorm your dreams into reality, our mission statement. We do live by that, because nothing in life worth having comes easy. You have to really put the groundwork in, put your best foot forward, and get that shit done. You have to get it done yourself. Even if you got a team, you got to still put your best foot forward and, you know, get it done. Brainstorm your dreams into reality. You know, you could sit around, you could think about it, you could write it in your journal, you could share your dreams with somebody else, or, you know, you could sit down and pray about it. But if you don't actually brainstorm and get the work done, it's not going to come to you. It's not going to come to reality. So that's the meaning behind this. So with this design, actually, I made it on Photoshop. And the very next step after figuring out your design is figuring out the size. You know, if you want to put it on a t-shirt, or if you want to put it on a long sleeve t-shirt, hoodie, crew neck sweater, you got to figure that out. But after you make that selection, you got to figure out the size of your design on this piece of merch. So the very first thing before figuring out the size that I would recommend is going over to Supacolor.com. I would say you would have to create an account. So if you don't have an account already, I would say I think go over to login. Let's see. Right here under the login space, it says don't have an account. Sign up for an account, get your free sample kit, see pricing, and start placing orders. So you'll click on get started. Let's see, it opens up a whole new tab. You fill in your basic information. You do all that. Personal use or unregistered business, professional printers and manufacturers, cool. Put your thing. Down here where it says how did you hear about us, may want to put YouTube, whose channel. It ain't got me on there, but I actually heard about Supacolor through Rich Kuhn. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but Rich with Hustle Ninjas, and actually Stan Banks with T-shirt Side Hustle. Those right there, the very first option. So I forgot who exactly I clicked on, but big brand those. Well, I definitely heard of Supacolor through them when I was doing my research. But I think the very first person was Rich with Hustle Ninjas. Could have been Stan. But either way, leave a comment and just go ahead and say Jonah. Brainstorm Apparel Jonah. They'll know exactly who it is. I'm pretty sure. So after you do all that, I think it takes at least 24 hours for them to register all your information and get you added onto their database or whatever it is that they do. But the reason why I'm actually taking y'all to the website right now, we're not placing the order just yet. So what you have to do is they have templates. They have different type of templates right now. If you're running a t-shirt business or apparel or clothing, you really just want to focus on the WE, which stands for wearables. I think BL would be blocker. Cool, it's right here. Blocker, and then we have the SB, which stands for soft shell blocker transfers. I don't use any of this stuff. I don't pay attention to any of that. We just gonna focus on the Supacolor wearables. So if we go down here, they have all these different size templates, and just go by the sizes. Go by the sizings here. If you don't know what size your design should be, just go, click on this, and it'll give you an idea of what maybe they should be. So first one, we have the XS. I'm assuming that's extra small, a real small piece, 1.5 by 1.5. That's too small for me. 2.5, so on and so forth, and then 4 by 4. So when you order from Supacolor, when you're figuring out your sizes, you have to base it off of the sizes that they have up here. And granted, you could download the template so that you can actually design or edit your design into that size file and everything to still be good. But you can't ask them to print out your design and it's bigger than whatever template you select. So for instance, like this is a 4 by 4. I can't go in and put a design under the measurements and say print this at 4 inches by 4.5 inches. This is not going to work. What I would actually have to do is I'd have to go up to the next size that's bigger if my design is actually 4 inches by 4.5. I'd have to select the next bigger one and actually get it printed on that. But even with that, honestly, just scale it down. So in this case, I think I used the 4 by 4, and I also ended up using the 11.7 by 16.5, and I'll show you guys exactly why and how I actually placed the orders. So again, the next step is figuring out sizes. So let's go ahead and get logged in. And we gotta make this video kind of quick because the battery finna die. Hey, battery finna die. Got the battery finna die. Battery finna die. Hey. Alright, so we logged in. Never. Alright, but so again, we gotta figure out the sizes, y'all. So we what I use to figure out my size, and again, there may be an alternative to this, but this is what I use. I haven't really figured out how to do this on Photoshop, really, because I literally just upgraded or updated all of my Photoshop software or Adobe software yesterday. So I'm still trying to get the hang of things over there. So again, we're going to use the 4x4 template for the front chest piece. So with this, I want to try to make it as big as I can without really going over the size limit. So let's see. Right now I'm using the Silhouette Studio, which this actually comes as part of the package when you get your Silhouette Cameo. And I think I have the Silhouette Cameo 4, which I will be selling soon, so stay tuned for that. So in my mind, I already know I want a front chest small piece, the biggest that I can get it. Then I want a really big back piece for the t-shirts. And let's see. So we're just going to go ahead and copy and paste this. And again, this is all in the Silhouette Studio software that comes with the Silhouette Cameo machine. And if you don't know what that is, just Google it, YouTube search it. So let's see. We got two different, two of the same images, just we're going to make them both different sizes. So on this one, this is, let's say this is going to be the front chest piece. We go over here where it says width and height. And let's just say I want to, if we have a 4x4 template, I want the height, I want to make it as big as I can without going over that that template or that restriction size. So let's make sure we got it on lock, so that way whatever size we make it, it's all in tune with itself. So let's say the height, I want to make it 4. We just want to make it dead at the 4. So now what I'm looking at is, in order for me to have it in order for me to have that front chest piece at the biggest that I can within that 4x4 template, and again, this is just give or take, it's going to be 4 inches on height, which means it's going to be 3.422 on the width. You might want to write that down. So then we go for the back piece. And again, when we go onto the website, what did it have? On the template, let's see, we have the A3 side, A3 template. This is the biggest one that they have, I think. So I want to make the back piece the biggest possible without going over the size of the template. So from left to right, the width is going to be 11.7. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go on over here. We got the back piece over here. And we go back over here. Let's make sure that once we click on this. And again, I'm just trying to figure out the exact measurements for the images before I upload them and actually place the order on the Supacolor website. So we make sure we click on this. And on width, again, 11.7. Type it in. Enter. And let's see the measurements. So the measurements for the back piece is going to be 11.7 by 13.678. You write that down. So all right, but now the next step is actually logging in to the Supacolor website. Now that you got your measurements, you log into the Supacolor website and you're ready to place your order. So once you log in, it'll look something like this. I'm assuming it will look like this. I don't know if the first time that you shop or that you log in is going to look a little bit different. It may ask for you to put in your credit card or your debit card information and all that stuff. But this is going to be your main page. Every time that you log in, it's going to look like this. It's a real basic website. I was so confused the first time that I logged in, but it's really simple. You got all the tools that you need. So obviously, once you get your account set up, you put in all of your information in it. You want to click on add new job. And they got all my personal info, so we're gonna remove that. Alright, so once you click on add new job, you get onto this page, and this is the cool thing about Supacolor now. Their minimum is only 10, which means you don't have to really come out of pocket. You can go ahead and run a quick test on these 10 samples and see what they do, and you could actually re-up off of that to place an even bigger order. So that's always dope. So let's go ahead and add a new job. So again, you go down here. Y'all really ain't got to be looking at my government name, but let's see. Very first thing under shipping details. This is really just like the date that you may want your order to ship out. If it's like a must that you need it shipped out on that day, I guess you'll click on that. So let's just say that for now. November the 12th. Let's just say November 24th on my birthday. So we click on that. That I normally don't do the must, but they're pretty fast about their orders. Ship via is really just asking you how do you want your stuff shipped out. I'm assuming this is 2-day collection, ground, next day air first, next day air morning, I'm assuming. I normally just go with G&D, which would be ground. So in here you go in, you type in all of your information and whatnot. Brainstorm Apparel, we go in, do that. Fill all of that information in. If you have any specific shipping instructions, you go ahead and put that in as well. So at the very bottom here, this is where it gets important. Those numbers, the measurements that you took note earlier, this is where it's going to come into hand. So on here, let's say we're going to call this purchase order. I normally call it whatever the design is. So this is going to be NFPA. Let's say NFPA. Job description, NFPA T-shirts. Job comment, if you have like any special instructions, anything that you need them to know. I really don't use this. It's not really much. Just get the design on and we get them and print them and press them in my case and sell. So let's see, we are going to click on add new transfer, and then this is where it gets a little bit tricky and a little bit confusing. So what you want to do is, first thing, type price code. Remember, we only deal with the W's, W-E, wearables. So I told y'all we're going to use the 4x4, which is the LC. Go back over here, search for that, LC. This is going to be the front chest piece. So we're going to name this NFPA front. But over here on garment color type, we're going to put in whatever the garment is, as simple as it's asking. In this case, we are doing cream and black 100% cotton. Cool. You always want to have your logo done in CMYK. I just think this is the highest quality. This is basically just off of the research that I've done. This is what I was told. So if you're not the one designing it on Photoshop, just make sure you relay that information over to the person that is. CMYK is what you want to work with. And here is where the measurements come in handy, y'all. So we are going to take a look at our notes. and let's see what they are. We have 4 inches on height. We'll type that in. 4 height and 3.421 on width. 3.421 width. So we'll do something like that. And that makes sense to them. Cool. We go down here, and let's just say we only want to do the 10. So then you figure out there's no setup cost. For each of these 10 sheets, or each of these 10 sheets prints, they will cost you $3.34 each, which means it'll be $33.35 overall. Cool, bet. So, you go, the last thing for this actual piece, you go in, click upload your art. Upload your art, and you straight, you good. So then you do that again, or let's say if you need more than just the 10, you go ahead and put 20, and it automatically updates and tells you it's going to be 66.70 for your this is only going to be for your front piece. So I think if you start playing with the numbers for real, you start seeing like a different like a price break. So we're at 23 now. It's not breaking. 25. No. Well, I guess it's not breaking, but either way, so on and so forth. You'll do that. Let's just go back down to the 10, right? So again, that's only the front piece. So then we have to within the same job add on the back piece. So we have to click on add new transfer. And again, now we're going to go back to the 11.7 by 16.5 sheet. And again, this is all within the same job. It's just going to be 2 different sheets and sheet sizes. So we click on this, 11.7, 16.5. And honestly, we just basically do the same thing just for the back piece. So this is going to be NFPA back. This we can copy and paste. CMYK. And if you don't know what CMYK is, again, if you're not the one doing the Photoshop, it's totally fine. You ain't got to do all that. So on here, we go back to our notes, and this is going to be 11.7 times 13.678. And I know it sounds crazy, and like I'm, talking about measurements and all that. I sound like a whole geek, but it's honestly, it's real simple. If you want your design to come out the way that you envisioned it, just make sure you get the right measurements on it. It's not that difficult. So after that, we going over to this, and then you'll see the difference too. It's going to let you know for the back pieces, it's going to be a much bigger piece. It's going to cost you a little bit more. So it's going to be $7.99 per unit. And again, this is just at the me doing the minimum, the 10 pieces. So the total for just the back is $79.93. This does not mean this is your overall total. This is your total for the back piece, 10 copies. And then you have 33.35 to add on top of that for the front piece, 10 copies. So again, upload your art, do that. And what you want to do is create job. I'm not going to do it because I've already created my job and I've got the prints. So you go ahead and do that, create job. It's going to go ahead and do whatever it's got to do. And when you come back over here to your dashboard, if I'm not mistaken, under submitted jobs, you'll have like an actual line, and it's going to show your jobs that have been submitted and the status of that job. So, cool. That's how you place your order with Supacolor. Now, all that you have to do is wait. if something is wrong with your order, they will send you an email to your email address on file, and they'll let you know what needs to be corrected if it can, and if not, they'll let you know that it can't be, and your work may have to be revised and whatnot. But after that, the next step would be again waiting for your package to come in the mail and running some tests. If you haven't done any Supacolor transfers before, you have to run some tests. That's where a lot of people do mess up, and they lack in that. So I think that's going to be the next step for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this right now and get prepped for that part of the video. And yeah, stay tuned.